Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Adjusting Success. Today we're going to be talking about Google hygiene, AI, and a bunch of cool stuff. We'll wait a couple seconds to get people on here because I know they get the notifications a couple seconds late, but we're going to go through Google and proper hygiene. And we had some great questions about, do you use AI for notifications and to follow up with leads? What AI do you use? Or which AI do you suggest? And then also Facebook page questions as well. So these are great. I'm going to answer all that for you here as people log in. And of course, these are all saved on YouTube. You can go back and look at them at any time. You can fast forward to the parts that you need to listen to. They're all saved on the YouTube channel. If this is your first time here, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel so that you get the notifications. I'm not going to be the next Joe Rogan, so don't worry about that. It's just getting all that. So there we go. Like, it's all live. Isn't that cool? There we go. Like and subscribe. Perfect. And that'll get us all going. And then if you have questions, use the chat right here on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, and I can see all of it and I'll answer your questions live. That's the whole point of this. We also are creating a student or new grad group. I know I've got two in the queue that are just like, hey, can you help us out? We don't have, the funds to market. We don't have the funds. We've all been there. And the answer is yes. If we can find two new grads that are just into practice or maybe associating or trying to help their practice grow, we get a group of four of you together, and then we could pick a time each week and do a coaching call together as a group, like as a pod. I think that'd be kind of cool. It saves me time instead of coaching four separate clients, and we can help you guys grow and scale quickly. Yeah, and that's it. That's what I do on the side. Digital coach. I help you guys grow and scale. You don't work for me. You work with me forever. It's short term. You learn the skills you need to learn, and then you take off. That's how I love to do it. Love you, but see you later. And be successful. So that's it. So let's go on to here. Sorry that I'm toggling a little bit. I'm going to go look at the Facebook feed. And the first question is my Facebook page, I'm going to copy and paste this. This is a great question. And I hope she's okay with it. So I'm just going to copy. You're going to let me copy? Perfect. I'm going to put it right into here for you guys. This was the question. Control V, post, and there we go. If my Facebook page is the office name, is there a way to direct people to that page if they search me by my name, like my actual name? And I think that was the end of the question there. So can they search me by my name? The answer is no. And I think what Dr. Lindsay is trying to ask is that if people go on Facebook and you know how there's that search bar at the top where you can search for things. I don't know about you. It's horrible. I can never find what I need to find with that stupid search thing. So you put in the name of the practice. That should come up. Of course, the one you're looking for is like number 10 on the list, but it should come up. But then if you put in your name, it won't come up. Your name will come up. Either your profile will come up. Is there a way to link the two? The answer is no. There is no way to get more search terms for your Facebook page on Facebook. But what I do highly recommend, if you have a business page, which I hope you do, you should also have a professional doctor page as well. You should have Dr. Lindsay Richley page, not your profile. Everyone's using their profile. When you follow me on social media, when you follow me on my Facebook and my Instagram, you'll say, well, that looks like a normal profile. It is. But I also have my doctor page, which doesn't get much traction, but it's important to have it because people will search and find you through there. And then on your page, you're going to have all the information of where you work, which is your business information. So those business, and they'll look the same because we're in the, ABC Main Street. That's where we work in Pittsburgh. And then when you look at Dr. Enrico Dolcecore, the page you're going to see works at ABC Main Street Chiropractic in Pittsburgh. And it's the same address. And that's the only way to really get around it. So the answer to your question is no. There's no way for people to put in Dr. Lindsay Ritchie and automatically your your business page show up, but you can have a professional page, which I highly recommend. So let's talk about professional pages. The way professional pages work, and if you don't know your back end business suite on Facebook, this thing is a powerhouse when it comes to algorithms, um, building audiences, lookalike audiences, targeting people. This is where all the information is kept. So if you build, the more pages you have, the more assets you have. The more assets you have, the more reach you have. The more reach you have, the better your ads perform. So having a doctor page is really important, and not worrying about growing it. But I guess you're gonna have to post stuff to it anyways. And your auto posts can go to as many pages as you want, depending which services you use. So I blast everything. And then our associates have their own professional page as well. So Dr. Mickey Mouse or Dr. Michael Jordan, they have their professional page as well. We're no longer using profiles. Your profiles can remain private. They can remain personal. You can put pictures of your dogs on there. That's fine. But your professional page, that's where you put it under the asset, and then the business page, or the business. So your main business manager owns all those pages under it, and then all the activity that they do too. So as all the other doctors and service providers in the business start doing all their posts on a daily basis, you now magnify your reach. Make sense? What a great strategy. Then you can target different audiences. So in our office, just give you a couple examples. We've got a prenatal and pediatric chiropractor. Her main focus is that. Everything she posts is about pediatrics, latching, feeding, colic, birthing, all that good stuff. Everything I post is mainly upper cervical and structural type stuff. Then we have a new associate that's into sports injury and dance. So she posts about that, and stretching and running and all that great stuff. And then we have nurse practitioners, and we have all this, and they all post that stuff. They're reaching different audiences. But behind the scenes, the machine is just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Then when we do ads, we can say, hey, let's target the nurse practitioners audience and the chiropractic audience to go after something like neuropathy, because the demographics are going to be much better for that. Or let's go through the sports injury people and the chiropractic and Dr. Enrico stuff for discs. That's great. And then for pediatrics, we use Dr. Crystal and the chiropractic pages audiences. And that's how you start to get more and more traction and reach more and more people for less and less dollars. Make sense? I had a great if you guys didn't listen to last week's podcast, Friday's podcast with Luke Kaminsky from Data Drive, he was talking about when marketers first start working with any business, they're hoping that every dollar you spend, you get a dollar back. That's how they start with you. So if you're putting in $2,000 into marketing, they hope you start to make $2,000 back. And the problem with small businesses is you don't want that answer. That's not the answer you want to hear. Be like, hey, okay, I'm excited to start with you. How much is it? Let's invest $3,000 to start. You're like, okay, great. What am I going to get back? You're going to get like 1 or 2 clients. Like, wait a minute, this doesn't make sense, right? And we are turned off by that. But they're being completely honest, and they're hoping over time by doing these things, and they start building and feeding the machines, that the dollar stretches a lot further. And then you get a 3-to-1 return and a 4-to-1 return and hopefully a 5-to-1 return on what you do. That's how it all works. Make sense? Okay, so that was question number 1. Question number 2, and I always like to go through these on Facebook that are asked, the AI question. Do you have specific AI tools that you use to drive and nurture leads? Great question. That was an awesome question. AI tools to nurture leads. And the thing I like about that question is that it's all the AI now is inside each platform. So let's give a couple examples. Facebook Messenger has its own AI response that you can create. If you have a CRM like High Level, you can create an AI automation workflow through their bots that they have in there. So if the question is more like, hey, is there one particular AI that you use? The answer again is no. It's within the systems that you use. Google just came out with theirs on their Google My Business response pages. You can create AI nurturing leads, which means You can create workflows that actually send and you can send in, not only do they answer the question, the most common or frequently asked questions, when they answer the question, it will start an entire chat sequence with them for you. So this can be as simple or as intricate as you like. We keep ours simple. Thanks for reaching out, Mike. You know, if Mike responds, hey, do you take insurance? Or hi, are you open on Saturdays? Hey, Mike, thanks for reaching out. Our office hours are, and it's an AI bot saying they said a day of the week, right? You triggered the bot to respond that way, the day of the week, and it just tells them, hey, our office hours are Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Answers their question, but in a roundabout way. They said, are you open Saturdays? And you gave them your office hours. So obviously no. And then they go through, and maybe if they follow up question, and then time goes by and they can message them the next day saying, hey, Mike, don't know if you're still interested. Here's a link to book an appointment with us directly on our schedule. And they can see our schedule, create a or to give us more information about you, and it captures their name and phone number. Hey, send us an email and we can send you a link to book a future appointment with us anytime that you're ready to get started with us. Now you got their name, phone number, and email. Google captures their phone number for you. So that's pretty cool too. And it's about knowing this stuff. So any questions about that? Like the specific AI out there, there isn't one particular AI. It's all going to be built within the systems that you use. We're not there yet with AI. We're just scratching the surface with AI. Pretty cool. AI is going to be an entire complete new system that integrates into the way we work. It's going to crash and burn long run, but not disappear. It's going to become a part of everything, just like how social media showed up one day and now it's just a part of everything. AI will as well. It will integrate and infiltrate into everything as a tool, but there won't be this one all mega system that we see in Hollywood movies. Good question there. Anything else? Otherwise, I'm going to go through Google. Any questions from anybody anywhere? I'm going to quickly go to Facebook and check there. I think the Facebook questions come through. LinkedIn sometimes glitches. Good. Okay. All right. 9:30 on a Monday. What was I thinking? Okay. So there we go. Any other questions? So in Google now, with our Google ads, this has been coming up a lot. People are like, how do I know if my Google ads are even working? I've been doing simple Google ads. How do I even know if they're working? You need to be working on your Google ads when you start them. Whether you decide to spend $200 to start or $500 to start, doesn't matter. Start with something and start a simple, and go back to the other videos that we talked about with Google ads, is start with a search campaign. Simple search campaign, create a lead form, either your contact us page from your website, and keep it simple and start there and put $500 in. But what you need to do is look at your stats before you start any type of program. And we showed you how to do that in the last video. And what you want to look at is what's your normal click rate, what's your normal search rate, and what's your normal call rate per month. Makes sense? Okay, we're going to go back and answer this question. Each page has its own ad account, right? For the Facebook pages. No, not necessarily. They don't have to. They can all be running under the same ad accounts. So, for example, for us, our business manager is Full Life Chiropractic. Okay. And then underneath Full Life Chiropractic, we have 3 ad accounts, just in case Facebook decides to be silly. And then my wife has admin privileges to that business manager. And we've set up ad accounts that have never done anything in hers in case I get tagged down. So we have a bunch of ad accounts that are going in there by the admins that own the page. The business manager. Then under the business manager, all the page are listed as assets. So when you go in there and try and figure this out, once you create your doctor page, you go to your main business manager page. You can only have one of these that you own. You go there and under assets, you can then search for or invite that other page, which is your doctor page, to come and be a part of this business manager. You then accept, and now you are part, and you're letting the business manager control your business page. The doctor can at any time revoke that privilege and kick you out as an admin. That can happen, which is fine if they move on or anything like that, but you're not going to do that to yourself. So that's a great thing to have there. Yes, gives you another page you have to post to, another headache, another thing to do. You can look at it that way, or you can look at it this way. I want to build a freaking awesome machine. So that's how you do that. Does that make sense? Awesome. That makes sense. Perfect. So that's it. So it'll be underneath your business manager. Great. Should we stay on Facebook or should we go to Google? Actually, I'm just going to wait. What's your next question? Every time I pick a topic, it's not what you guys want to hear. It's like they got other questions. So let's go with your questions. Let's go with what do you have Facebook questions or anything that you have? And if it goes quiet, I'll go back into Google. Anything with that? Go back to Google. Okay. So with Google, you set up your search campaign and you got to test this, but you got to look at your statistics first. So when you go into your Google Ads page, you'll see statistics for the last 12 months, 24 months, as far as you want to go. And you got to look at your monthly averages. So you see how many clicks your website gets per month, how much traffic it gets. And then you just kind of write those down. You're like, okay, it looks like the average over 2023 was we get 1,100 clicks to our website per month. We get 93 calls and we get from my data from the front desk in the Cairo Touch that we say Google, they came from Google, we see 5 a month. So you write that down. And now you know your base. So once you start to spend 200, 300, 500 on a search campaign, you then test it for 30 days, 90 days, whatever you want. I like 90. It gives you 3 months. Then does that 1,100 go up? If it does, that's the margin that $300 gets you for more clicks to your website and more traffic. In the meantime, what you need to be doing every 2 weeks is going into your Google Ads Manager and checking the optimization suggestions that Google gives you, and you want your optimization to be 100%. Does that make sense? That's a big one. So you got to update the images. You have to put in your, any optimizations that it wants in there. You got to listen to the ad budget recommendations that they give you. And then you optimize this ad. Now you're feeding the machine everything that it needs to know to go. And then after 3 months, you look at this, you're like, okay, our 1,100 went up to 1,400. Our 95 calls went to 108 calls on average. And when we look at our CRM, the way we're keeping track of this and truly asking people how they found us, we saw the 5 turn to 9. You have tangible things, and you'd be like, okay, we went from 5, we get 4 more new patients a month if we put in $300. There you go. And these are average statistics I'm giving you right now. So there you go. And if you look at your numbers and you see like 100 clicks per month to your website, you've got other problems going on. You got other problems going on. Your volume's very low. Your traffic's very low. Your web presence is very low. What I'm trying to say is your SEO, your search engine optimization is very low. We have a bigger problem there. You should be getting about 1,000 clicks per month. Maybe we will share a screen here. Anybody want to share their office website on here? We're going to put it, and you can be a test subject, and I can show you your stats right here, and we'll share the screen. I'm just going to go into it right now. Anybody want to use their website instead of me always using Full Life Cairo? Type it in, and I will use yours. And then we're going to share. Here we go. Present. Share screen. Nice. Have you guys heard of semrush.com? I love this one. You might have to log in the first time you use it and create a profile, and that's fine. But I'll show you our website, and it tells you some great information. Search. And what you get here, ooh, I like this one better. Let's use truehealthchiropractic.com. Is it hyphenated like that? I'm going to assume yes. So here's web traffic, okay? So organic traffic per month. It's showing how much organic traffic your site's getting. See that? There you go. And then you got to look at why things tail off. Make sense? So now you have a number that's going on there, paid traffic, and Google paid traffic. It will tell you what's going on there as well. So some great stats. A 10 score here is good for a chiropractic office. Um, and then you can see all your keywords where people are looking for you and age groups and dispositions and all that. And then you can look at your competitors as well. So these are competitors around your office. You can see what they're getting in comparison for traffic. So that's us right here. And these are our competitors. So who I'm going to look at? This chump. We're going to look at his and see what's going on over there. And then you can just see, why is their scores going up or what's the difference between them? Very similar. They just get more volume to their office than us. And then of course, look these people up. I don't know where they're located. This is just updated in 2017. Interesting. Oh, they're based in Wisconsin. There we go. So I learned something new. They're not a competitor. Let's use that one that you guys shared, truehealthchiropractic.com. Let's go. So we got true hyphen health chiropractic.com. All right. Good. 9, 10. That's a good score. And then you can look at numbers here. So 140 organic clicks, and you can see the average. So I would sit here. I'd be like, okay, well, look, she's got between 80 to 144 the highest, but it looks like right around here is the average, right in the middle of this line. That 112 is probably the median line I would look at right there. We'd say, yeah, 111, 111, 121. Yeah, I would say 112 is the number. And I would record that number and be like, okay, that's our organic traffic. If I start pumping in some Google information, what am I going to learn? Some Google money. That's what we're going to learn. Top 3. So these are your top keywords right here. I hope you can see that. That's how people are finding you the most. That's where the volume is coming from. So there you go. Chiropractor North Myrtle Beach is your number one. That's where you put the money into. These are your patients. No one else would do that. True Health Chiropractic. Type that in. They're probably your patients looking for an address or phone number to call you. These are people looking for chiropractors. So that's where your keywords would go. Make sense? Cool stuff. I love this stuff. What's the name of that website you were using? semrush.com. SEM. How do we do that? semrush.com. I'll put that on here for you. There you go. It's a great website. Right up here, SEMrush. And you do not need to buy this. You do not need to pay anything. So do the free thing. It's got some keyword overviews you can go through and some basics. It just limits your activity per day on what you can do. So who cares? So if you use up all your information one day, you can log in the next day. But I truly log into this thing once or twice a month. Not a big deal. It's free and it gives you some good oversight. And then in Google, you want to do some stuff too. So now that we started this whole can of worms, now we got to finish it. So let's go into Google. So if I close this, does it stop sharing? Yeah, perfect. Great. So I'm going to go into I got to open a new tab. Sorry, guys. So we're going to go in here. Going to go Full Life Chiropractic. And there is really no one that does all this stuff for you. So people are like, man, do I really need to know this stuff? I say yes. I say absolutely you do. There we go. So I'm logging into my Google Ads and I'll show you what this all means here. We're going to present, we're going to share screen. Share that. How's that? Great. Is this me? Perfect. Okay. So now when I'm talking about optimization, let me just double check. Can you guys see everything here? Yeah. Perfect. Okay. So when I talk about optimization, once you log in, you're going to go to your main page, your overview here, and then you're going to see your statistics. And this is showing us the last month, February 17th through now. It's showing us how many clicks, how many impressions through the ads that we're doing based on our cost that we're spending. Good enough. Here is the optimization we're talking about. And then these are going to be all the recommendations that they have for you. These are the recommendations you should be following every single time you go in here. So let me show you all recommendations because you want to get this to 100%. Now, last week I got it to 100%, and now it's telling me, okay, we've ran it for a week. You're only at 90%. Here's what we recommend: raise your spending. We'll increase it by about 2%. So your ad stopped running on your busiest days. Fixing your limited budget can help. So you could apply that. So I'm just going to do it for you guys. I'm just going to spend more money just so you can see that. And then look what happens to my optimization score. And I'll keep an eye on this over 2-3 days to make sure that that wasn't too crazy. All right, makes sense. So then we go back to the overview. We're out of the recommendations here, and now our optimization is I'm always trying to keep this close to 100%. Doesn't make sense to spend money if you're not optimized. Does that make sense? Good. There we go. Any Google questions now that we got Google open? I typically spend when we're running a Google campaign here in the city, $4,000 a month on Google. To be honest with you, you can say, well, it looks like you're only spending 500. True, because we're only running a search campaign right now. And we've cut back to save $3,500 to put it towards other marketing that we're doing. You can't do everything forever. This did show some good promise when we were running this hard in 2022, where I spent about $50,000 on Google. It legitimately brought back a lot of new patients. It truly did. And it built a foundation and built our SEO, and we did all this stuff, and we knew we were going to switch and update the website. So we turned it off. But knowing where to plug your money when plays a big role on this. So I'm just giving you realistic stuff. And that was with a Google Max campaign. So that's where we spent most of the money. This was shooting videos onto YouTube. This was doing a whole bunch of cool, and you can do it all through Google Ads, which is really, real cool stuff. But any questions about Google? Google. What else do we do in here? That's it. I mean, I showed you guys on the last video how to run an ad, how to set it up, create a whole new ad. We won't do that again. But there you go. I'm here for any last questions you guys have. Try and keep it around 30 minutes. If we're done with Google, I'll turn it off. Any more questions about anything? We covered some Google, we covered some AI, we covered some Facebook. I think this was a great episode. Anything else you guys are dealing with anything that I might be able to help you with? We good? Everyone doing okay? March typically is a good month. Anyone get affected by the Medicare clearinghouse? What happened? The hack. Did you guys hear about this like a month ago? United Healthcare or something through their clearinghouse, like Clear or something, got hacked. $20 million ransom. No Medicare payments coming out. I'm always, just you got to be so into your data. Like it took us about 4 weeks to notice. We're like, wait a minute, we usually get 1 or 2 deposits a week. Even though we're not that heavy into Medicare, as the months go by, these are thousands of dollars that we're not getting, right? So, don't know if that affected you. I'm so happy I'm not insurance based. So, our 6% Medicare um, doesn't crush us. Make sense? A lot of people here in Florida with the reform in auto injury, clinics are closing down because they don't get the guaranteed money anymore. So, don't put all your eggs in one basket. That's why I do this stuff, is to teach you everything you can possibly do. And if you're running everything, if you're just doing everything, it's so much better than doing it perfectly. There's no way you can do everything perfectly, because once you decide to finally focus on one thing and do it perfectly, they change it on you. The system changes all the time. So just knowing how to do it and doing it gets you so far ahead. And I'm living proof of that. Not the smartest tool in the shed. I promise you that. Sharpest tool in the shed? Sharpest tool in the shed. But I get it done. Any other questions? Anything else? Otherwise, we're just going to sidetrack and fall apart very quick. Good? Thanks for tuning in, guys. Every Monday, 9:30 p.m., we do this. Start sharing it. Make sure the best thing you can do is like or subscribe to the channel. That way you get the automatic pop-up when it comes up, and you stay in tune. And then share with other chiros. There's so many people that like, you do what? Yeah, I've been doing this for like 6 years. Adjusting Success is new, but Marketing 101, I think for chiropractors, is on its 7th year, isn't it? 6 years? It's 7. It'll be 7 this year sometime. So that's kind of cool too. So thanks for being a part of it. And I'm truly here to help. So just ask questions and we'll put you in the right direction. Otherwise, have a fantastic week and enjoy daylight saving, the longer days. That's been great too. Take care.